What's going on, everyone? We are back in the shop again today working on the 52 Ford, which I have turned into an extended cab. And in today's video, I think we're going to try to put a steering wheel in this thing. So let's get into that. So now that I've gotten the dash cut, I have started to get the pedal assembly, which also holds the steering column in here, and I kind of wish I wouldn't have cut the dash now because I didn't really need to, but still think that if I take a license plate, kind of go like that, and then I can cover these holes up, and then I can put my dash in here, or my gauges or whatever. I do need to clearance this over here a little bit. I think I'm going to probably bend the pedal, because I don't think I'm going to get full pedal out of that. And the clutch should work. I'm not sure where it's going to end up being at, and the brake pedal should work. If I have to, I will notch those and bend them as well. But that's basically the idea that I'm shooting for here. I do kind of think that I might want to trim this down here a little bit, because if you look at it, it is definitely kicked over towards the passenger side, which I'm not fond of. I kind of want this to be right in the middle here, right in the middle there. It's not quite there yet. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of adjusting with that. Okay, so I have one more hole to drill, and then the pedals will be mounted, but I need to mount the actual, like, I don't even know what it's called, but I know it's for the brakes. You got the rod for your master cylinder that comes through there. I don't really know how this works. I'm not very familiar with these yet, so still learning. However, I totally forgot that it bolts in here. So I have to drill that hole. I have to drill that hole up there. This one is kind of just not gonna work, so whatever, I guess, but it'll still be mounted to this. And then I'm kind of concerned with how flimsy it's gonna be after I get everything mounted in here. But it did turn out pretty straight, so that is a plus. Straight enough for me anyways. And now I just gotta drill that hole. So I'm gonna mark it, drill it, get that installed. And then from there, we should be able to cut a hole down in the bottom. Hopefully have a steering stem, or steering column, in this by the end of the day. We'll see how it goes. Okay, well, I just got the holes cut for the slave cylinder and the master cylinder for the brakes. Voila. I gotta go out on the outside now with a flap wheel for the grinder and smooth those down so they don't cut into the gaskets or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I should be able to put the master cylinder in, hopefully. We'll find out here in a second. But I'll make sure you guys catch that part, because I've been slacking. Alright, I'm going to see if this thing will fit. Absolutely not. Not even close. I think that might work. Okie doke. So right now I'm trying to get where I need the steering column to be at. So it's going to be somewhere down in this area. Not sure yet, but I know that I kind of want to use both mounting locations if I can. So with that being said, I have a jack stand. I'm going to try to prop the steering wheel up at an angle so that I can get a better idea of where I need to cut my hole at for everything down here. Now, I am probably going to take this off, because I do believe that that is for the shifter linkage, which I'm not going to be using because we're doing a 5-speed swap. So this is going to get cut off, and this is going to get cut off. So hopefully I don't really need to make that big of a hole, just kind of big enough for this section here to fit. So I'm going to get that all set up, and then whenever I figure out where I need to cut the hole, I'll come back to you guys, let you know what's going on, set you up, blow the hole out, get the steering column mounted, and then hopefully start wiring this thing sometime this weekend. We'll see what happens. All right, hopefully I don't get in your guys' way. We're gonna cut this hole out. Well, I'm hoping that you guys have a good angle up there. Can't really tell, but I'm gonna see if the steering column fits. Let's do it. Well, we have a steering column. One thing I do want to do is somehow kind of build some brackets in here to stiffen that up, because that is really wobbly and wonky and I don't quite like it. So it's moving the whole firewall, so I think I got to stiffen stuff up out there, but it does have a steering wheel, so that's a plus. We're making progress. Making progress, ladies and gentlemen. Bring a truck that has a steering wheel. That is crazy. Well, I think since we got the steering wheel mounted, the only reasonable thing to do here is to start wiring everything. Well, start laying the wiring harnesses that I have made. So I just pulled the dash harness out of the 2000 Dodge Dash, and I have one thing I want to show you guys real quick. Obviously, wiring harness. Don't be like this guy. This is, I'm assuming the previous owner did this. I mean, this is horrendous. I mean, absolutely terrible. I bet he used probably 8 rolls of electrical tape on this. You have speaker wire coming into, I don't even know what. I can't even make sense of this shit. Don't do this, because now I have to cut this whole pigtail off and hopefully either find another one, or I just don't have a radio. Okay, so I have the harness in the truck. It's not finished yet. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do with it. But I do want to show you that I did go ahead and get the steering column kind of like wired up, and it's sitting in here. So now I need to take this and shove over top of this and get all the wires ran over to that side, and then I don't know which ones I need to keep, and I know that I don't need that one because it's for the airbag module. This is apparently the body control module. This was some half-ass electric start that somebody did, remote start I guess. As for the rest of them, I forget, so we're gonna figure it out as we go. Well, on a good note, the radio plug kind of like goes right to the radio. Well, where I was going to put a radio, so we're just going to have to get a new pigtail. And I'm putting radio in this unit. I think it's almost getting close to the time for us to start rebuilding the engine, because kind of running out of things to do as far as wiring goes. I mean, I can't really do a lot of the wiring until I have the engine in the truck, so that I know where everything needs to go and where I can route everything at. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap everything up for today. I am going to come back out tomorrow after work and get a little more done on this wiring harness. Probably get everything mounted and get some holes cut for the actual harness that plugs into the engine harness. And I guess we'll go from there. So I see you guys in the morning. We'll see what happens. Well, not morning. So I'll see you guys in the afternoon. We'll see what we get done tomorrow. Okie doke. So I had the harness in the truck. I had it under the dash. I had everything routed the way that I wanted it. I don't know why I put it in yet, because I knew that I wanted to relume it, but I did it anyways, so I just pulled it back out, and now it's sitting on my floor. So I am going to grab my box of wire loom and do this one just the same as I did all the other harnesses, with that really nice nylon wire loom. I think it looks awesome, so we're going to do that with this one as well, and we're probably going to get rid of a few wires in this harness that I don't need. I don't personally know if I can get rid of the airbox wires, but I'm going to, or I'm sorry, the airbag wires, but I'm going to do it anyways because I don't want them there. And there's probably going to be a few more because I really only need like exterior lights, and that's about it. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to figure out a wiring diagram so I know what wires to cut, what ones to keep, and we're going to start tearing everything off of this wiring harness. This time I have some fabric tape. It kind of looks a little nicer than the electrical tape, I think. So I just cut the pigtail off for the airbag. This is for the actual airbag module itself. Basically the computer for the airbag. So I left these leads on here. I'm going to heat shrink them all because I don't know what's going to happen yet. I don't even know if I can do this, but I think that I can, so we're going to do it. But in the event that I have to put that back on there, I'm going to leave these all there so that I can just connect the wires again and buy another airbag control module. Hopefully I don't need to do that, but in the event that I do, I'm leaving these like this so that I can put it back together. So right now I'm just heat shrinking all of the wires. Probably don't catch your heat shrink on fire. And just for anyone wondering, this is the heat shrink that has the glue inside of it, so that's why I'm just pinching them off like that, because they're still gluing themselves together, so no moisture is going to get in, even though this is inside the cab, I still wanted to take the precautionary measure to make sure that no moisture was going to get into the wires. Okay, so after checking the diagram, this whole section of the harness can actually be removed, which is fantastic because I didn't know what to do with all this. So this would have been for factory HVAC controls like the blower motor and the blend door. And then this one was for, I believe, the passenger airbag. I'm not going to have airbags, and I'm going to be doing my own heating assembly, so I don't need this entire harness, so I can actually cut this one off. Same deal, I'm going to be heat shrinking these wires as well, because just in the event that I want to put any of this back on here, I can do that. I'm now getting ready to take off this harness. This one's going to be for the heater controls. I need to take this one off. That's for the airbag. Well, here she is, ladies and gentlemen, the finished product. We have a pretty slim looking wiring harness going under the dash now. So most of this stuff I probably still don't need. I'm keeping it anyways, because I think I do need most of it. I know, like, this is for the headlight control, obviously. That's gonna have to go in the dash. This is a fuse box, that's gotta stay. Body control module, that's gotta stay. I did add 2 cigarette lighters just for power plugs. I don't know what the hell this is, but this is all stuff that has to stay in here, so I can't really get rid of much more of it, but I mean, honestly, it is rather small. I think it's going to look pretty good under there, and I think that it's going to work out great. So I guess tomorrow we're going to see where this ends up. I think it's going to look awesome under the truck, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, it is the next day, and I got a haircut. So let's get this freaking wiring harness in this truck, because I've been thinking about it since last night. I almost didn't want to go in, but I had to wake up early to get my haircut. So let's get this freaking harness into that freaking truck. Let's do it. Gotta push everything over top of this, which is a pain in the ass. I want to make a watertight seal on everything, so I got some of these washers here. They have like a rubber gasket on the bottom of them, so it should stop moisture from coming in whenever it rains or anything, because I do have bolts just kind of in through the side here. So I wanted to make sure that that doesn't happen. Grab the whole bag. And I still don't know where my cutters went. My cutters just disappeared, so that's pretty sweet. Cigarette lighters might be cool here. I wonder if this pops out. Huh. What do you guys think? You think cigarette lighter here and here? Just drill that out a little more, take a Dremel to it or something? I think it'd be pretty sweet. I'm gonna go grab my impact driver, and we're gonna put these last 2 bolts in. Well, I guess they're self-tappers, but this goes up here. Yeah, up there. OBD2 port. I kind of think that I do like it up here. I just don't know how I'm going to mount it yet. I don't even need a hammer. Okay, I mean, it'll work. I'm just gonna have to make it a little bigger. See, I could do that. If I built a glove box, I could put the light inside of the glove box. What do you guys think? I think that's gonna look way nicer than what I had before. I'm glad that I took the time to do that. Where I would put the headlight switch at? So there's another piece that connects here, but I have it in the garage because I don't have a Dremel tool right now, and I need to make that shape. So that shape's gonna sit somewhere in here. Now I'm still gonna have to come in here and like plasma cut this or grind it out or whatever the case may be, but I still need this to fit in the license plate. So I want to show you guys my very primitive method of doing this without a Dremel tool. What we have here is just a benchtop drill press, and I have the shape in this. So I need to make this flat and smooth, kind of like what I'm doing here. And as you can see, like I said, I didn't have a very good method to do this, so I just drilled a bunch of holes the whole way around it, and I'm hoping that that's good enough. So now, I'm gonna show you. The hole is cut and the headlight switch fits in there, but now I need to cut this section out so that I can get the actual headlight switch to fit back inside the dash. it fits this time because I'm tired of cutting this plate. And yes, it will fit that time. Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect. Pretty neat. Fog lights should work. Headlights should work. This thing is not going to matter. But yeah, that be a partial dash. I still got to get the edge tuner for the actual screen here, but I'm not worried about that yet. And I still have to do something with the passenger side. We'll figure that out. Okay, so there's just a couple more things left to do under the dash, and I just had to go buy this little guy because I need to make holes for the cigarette lighters or the 12-volt plugs, whatever you guys want to call them. But we're going to go do that real quick. I'm going to get you guys set up, and then after we get those mounted in there, then I think that should be good. And then the next time we see each other, I'm going to be ripping apart that 24 valve back there. So let's get to it. Perfect. But now I need to do that one. This one right here. That one might be a little bit bigger of a challenge because it's not quite a hole. So if you guys were curious how to make an internal saw blade, apparently that's all you need to do because it's sharp as hell now. And it has jagged teeth all along it. Install. So I kept the flange for the OBD2 port off of the old dash. So I think if I just tack weld it under here somewhere and then plug the OBD2 port in, which is right here, I think that would look really nice. Okay, well I have a predicament and I don't know where the damn port went. I actually like whenever my things disappear because then it's like a little treasure hunt and I get to spend the next 15 minutes like searching for something that I just had in my hand. It's so sick. You guys should try it sometime. All you gotta do is just set stuff down and then it just walks away. It's pretty sweet. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't have any clue where this went. I don't have a clue. For now, I'm just gonna do the OBD2 port and then that'll take care of everything until I find that, and then we can start ripping into the engine, which I'm pretty excited about. Alright, good enough. See if she fits. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, would you look at that? Just look at that.
That's freaking sweet. Man, it like kind of actually looks like a retrofitted dash. Like I'm not gonna lie. What do you guys think? I'm thinking it's turning out pretty freaking awesome if I do say so myself. And I really especially like how these license plates kind of blended everything together. Now I would eventually like to maybe build a little box out and cover all this stuff up, but that's not really a huge concern of mine. But I mean, we got an OBD2 port, we got cigarette lighters, we got fuse boxes, we got all of our plugs everywhere, BCM's mounted. I'm still not sure what the hell this thing is up here. If anyone knows, drop a comment below because I don't know what it is. But it's pretty much just missing the dash right now, and then that's going to run from back there to over to the OBD2 port because like I said, I want to try to use an edge tuner for that. Guys, I found the missing cigarette lighter. You're never going to believe where it was. Inside of the freaking transmission tunnel. Makes sense as to why I couldn't find it. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought you'd get a kick out of that. That's going to wrap everything up for today, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them in a comment below and let me know, and I'll be sure to get back to you on that. Thank you guys for watching. And if you have any kind of critiques or anything, let me know. I'm all ears because like I said before, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making it happen. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you on the next one.